Now, let me just go over this one thing. When you look at NVIDIA, last night there was a Denmark, we have the first sovereign AI. It's in Denmark. I think it's big. It's linked with Novo Nordisk. But David, going to India. Now, India, I don't know if you know it's CNBC India. It's a big anniversary.
I do, yeah.
But India, 1.4 billion.
Yes.
And there's a 3-day conference, and the stock's down. Now, what is that about? Ennui. There's ennui toward winners. We haven't even covered Vertiv yet. Ennui. That's E-N-N-U-I.
Meanwhile, and we're going to get an opening bell, so we're going to get cut off here. But could be AI that's writing these stories.
You know, we didn't get to AI. Who invoked AI in Jensen today? Quiz. Hint, 10 o'clock show. Not mine, because I'm curious about it.
I'm not sure what I'm not following
Who this
you.
morning of the major companies, since not Texas Instruments, invoked AI and Jensen Huang to me in terms of a partnership that they have that's helping sales?
I don't know. Carl, any guesses?
Coca-Cola.
Really?
James Quizzing. And you'll probably hear about that on the 10, because they're trying to figure out, remember, they have a DTC strategy. It's not going to be in your documents. I got this. This is all my own work.
Looking at the earnings, that's all. I'm just trying to
but there was weakness in India. There was weakness in China. There is a monsoon season in India that did depress sales, and that's really what's going on.
We're talking about Coke now.
Yeah. Well, what? Yeah.
Well, we put up NVIDIA.
Oh, okay.
So I noticed in the release that you talk about your NVIDIA partnership and earnings, which is, I think, a sign of the times. How far along are you in this Gen AI? I know you've been working on it with marketing, with R&D for drinks. Where are you in that process, and what's possible here?
Yeah, I think we're starting to get past the phase of, which people have been using for ages, of kind of the analytical AI models, through using AI in some of the innovation, the beverage reformulation, all the way through to the next frontier, at least for us from a marketing transformation point of view, which will be the moving from image to video and from text to sound to voice to music. And we are starting to make ads now and looking at where to use them and when, and seeing whether we can have true life quality through the AI. And I think we're arriving at that point with the technology, and we're seeing whether they can be made faster and cheaper. And then we're also arriving at that point with the technology. So I think we're going to start to see it bleeding into the marketplace, and it is a productivity and effectiveness opportunity for us. So I think we're going to start to see that next wave of truly generative video and sound.
So let's talk about NVIDIA, because that's one, right? Again, similar thing, right? They hit a new high, then it tumbled all the way down. I think intraday one session, it was down to $90. Everyone said, get out, get out, get out. The story's over, yada, yada. But it's come back all the way back. What are you thinking here? I mean, I know you owned it in the past. Do you own it? Do you still want to buy it? Should people buy it?
Well, we stuck to it. We started into it seriously when it was about $110, and I said specifically it's going to go to 1,000 and split. So yeah, we're still in it. We're still accumulating shares. I think it's tremendously undervalued. AI is one of the single largest investing themes in recorded human history. This game is still early innings. And confusing the situation, Charles, valuations that people talk about all the time do not reflect tech investing accurately. So a high PE is exactly what you're going to get when it comes to digital investment.
You use PEG ratio?
Yeah, I do use the PEG ratio. And again, it's high, but look at the antiquated accounting recognition that is foisted upon stocks like this. So I think people are making a tremendous mistake, even though that kind of analysis is still accepted as dogma.
Yeah, we should note that a major firm this week said it's going to go to 190, and that their free cash flow, to your point, will rival that of Apple's. And we also know that the Mag 7 so far earnings season, they keep delivering, right? They're the ones in the S&P 500 that are really still delivering the earnings, and I just get really confused when everyone tries to play the guessing game on tops. Now,
NVIDIA stood at $43 a year ago. Yesterday it was at $143. Doesn't even NVIDIA deserve a rest? Wasn't it due for a pullback? Remember, from mid-July through early August, NVIDIA fell from 134 to 98. Then it shot back up to 130 before plunging to 102 by early September. Remember, that was the fabled double top. That didn't work. Both times I read the obituaries on NVIDIA with viewings and wakes galore. They read Certifiably Deadly. Must have been prepared before, like those tremendous New York Times obits. Everything but the funeral parlor was listed, in the time and date. Yet, even after today's $4 beatdown, NVIDIA is still at 139 change, higher than its July peak. Has something gone wrong here? Of course not. Do you know something? The greatest stock of this generation is simply taking a periodic break, like we've seen many times before. Do you know that even the greatest horse of all time, Secretariat, lost to Onion in the Whitney and Prove Out in the Woodward? I don't even know where those horses. I don't know any of those losers. Who were those horses?
All right, I hope you're all doing well today and staying calm in this market. The S&P finished the day down by about 0.9%, and NVIDIA finished the day down about 2.8%. At the time I'm making this video, NVIDIA is up slightly in after-hours trading following Tesla's earnings results. Tesla missed slightly on revenue, but there was a lot of good news in their earnings report. EPS came in better than expected. Tesla reported improving gross margins. Energy storage deployments more than doubled from a year ago, and Tesla guided for the company's new, more affordable models to begin production in the first half of 2025. All of that is good news for Tesla, and also good news for the market as a whole, because Tesla is the first of the Mag 7 to report earnings. At the time I'm recording this video, market participants are responding positively to this report, which is good news for the rest of mega-cap tech, including NVIDIA. I am still personally cautious about adding to positions in this market until we get to November 1st, because of the pattern the market followed back in 2016 and 2020. Back then, the market traded lower in the second half of October, reaching a relative low on the Friday before election week. This year, that will be November 1st. I don't know what will happen between now and November 1st, but I personally would rather be patient just in case. And if you have a different opinion than I do, that is completely fine. With that said, if we get a dip between now and November 1st, then I would likely use that as a buying opportunity, because back in 2016 and 2020, the market began trading higher during the actual week of the election and rallied into year-end. I don't know what will happen in the short term, and we very well could have a green day tomorrow, given that today was a strong red day, and given Tesla's positive earnings that they just reported. That being said, we do get some economic data in the morning, including initial jobless claims. So that will be important to watch regarding tomorrow's price action. That being said, even if the market trades higher tomorrow, I still expect to be cautious until November 1st in case some market participants decide to de-risk ahead of the election. So those are some of my short-term thoughts about the market. Now back to NVIDIA. Denmark just revealed the country's first supercomputer powered by NVIDIA that will be used by Novo Nordisk researchers for drug discovery. Today was also the first day of NVIDIA's AI Summit in Mumbai. The event continues tomorrow and Friday, with Jensen Huang scheduled to speak tomorrow, October 24th at 10:30 a.m. IST, which would be 1 a.m. Eastern Time here in the U.S. I also want to remind you that NVIDIA's next earnings report is scheduled for November 20th after market close. If we get a dip between now and November 1st, then I think that could potentially be a great swing trade buying opportunity ahead of the company's next earnings report. Will we get a dip between now and November 1st? I don't know. Time will tell. But I think NVIDIA is likely to trade higher in November ahead of their next earnings report due to Micron's great earnings, TSMC's great earnings, Tesla's great earnings, and also because we have confirmation from multiple NVIDIA customers that they have already started receiving shipments of Blackwell. This is ahead of the schedule that NVIDIA provided at their last earnings conference call. We were told that Blackwell would begin shipping in Q4. And here we are still in NVIDIA's fiscal third quarter, and we already have confirmation that Blackwell shipments are being received by customers. That is very good news. Regardless of what happens in the short term, I am bullish on the long-term future of NVIDIA, and I would not be surprised if this company doubles over the next 2 years given NVIDIA's current growth trajectory and upcoming product cycles. The demand for NVIDIA's products is insane. NVIDIA has a massive competitive moat and holistic ecosystem that stretches across the entire stack, including both hardware and software. And we have a very clear product roadmap from NVIDIA for the next 2 years. This year, we get the launch of Blackwell, then Blackwell Ultra in 2025, and later on, Rubin is scheduled to arrive in 2026. As long as everything remains peaceful in the Pacific, and as long as none of the hyperscalers significantly reduce their capex spending on AI, then I think NVIDIA should be just fine for at least the next 1 to 2 years. At least that's how I view the situation. With all of that being said, I hope you all have a great rest of the day. Remember to stay calm in this market and do not make any irrational decisions. Thank you all so much for watching these videos. And with that, I'm curious to hear your thoughts about NVIDIA in the comments below. Please leave a like on this video so more people will see it. And while you're down there, please consider subscribing. It's free, and you can always change your mind. Thanks for watching, and hopefully I'll see you in the next video.